Hey guys, I am back from my honeymoon. I had a lot of fun in Montreal. If you guys ever get a chance to go to Montreal, Canada, please go. It's breathtakingly beautiful. The people are super nice. The food is very, very good. But I'm really excited to be back. I'm super excited for tomorrow night. Tomorrow, if you don't remember, is our first youth group for the semester, actually for the school year. Now that we're back in the swing of things, with school just starting yesterday, we'll be back to regular schedule. So remember, doors open up at 5 o'clock, dinner is $1, and parent pickup is at 7:30 for all students. As I told you guys in the last video, I want to kind of help train you guys and really be intentional in focusing on helping you become better leaders in this ministry. And while I would love to be able to do this in person, and I plan on doing some things in person, I'm going to supplement that with these videos. One, so that you guys can kind of watch it at your leisure, but two, so that we always have these resources to go back to. But today I'm only going to focus on one thing. That's Safe Sanctuary. Safe Sanctuary is a policy that the United Methodist Church uses for all nursery children and youth ministry type activities. This includes Wednesday night youth group, but it focuses on any sort of interaction with minors when you're dealing with church sponsored events. So this isn't just dealing with, when we're at youth group, but also on mission trips over the summer, any sort of weekend trips we take, lock-ins, fundraisers. It focuses on everything. Safe Sanctuary is a policy that is meant to protect, one, the children, which is the most important thing to protect, two, all of us as adults, three, me as a staff member, and four, the church as a body. And so I'm going to go through the Safe Sanctuary policy with you. If you need a copy of this, or you want to read it, or just have one for yourself, I have some in my office. Just come and ask me, and I'll be more than happy to get you one. So, Safe Sanctuary is actually rather simple. It simply just tells us always have an extra adult. When you're with the students, no matter where you're at, do your best to always have another adult present. We go by the 2 adult policy just to kind of keep everyone safe, so that no student can say anything against you, because there is another adult present to witness whatever it is that you're doing. Understand that there are stipulations to that. We're not supposed to be in the same bathroom as a child. We're not supposed to be in the same bedroom or hotel room as a child. Unless it's an emergency. Let's say we're doing a local mission trip here in Livingston, and a kid slips in the shower and cracks his head open. Well, yeah, you need to get in there, and I need to get in there. Us as adults, we need to get in there to make sure the child is safe. But for the most part, when everything is normal, we need to keep our boundaries and keep ourselves safe by always having another adult present and not putting ourselves in difficult or compromising situations. So, for tomorrow night, it's actually very easy to satisfy Safe Sanctuary, because with the discipleship building, it's a very open space. All of the classrooms have windows in them so that you can see into it. Any adult can walk in and out of the classrooms. The 3rd floor is completely open. There's very little place to hide on the 3rd floor. The same thing with Hebrew Cafe and Holy Grounds. They're very wide open spaces. So we're pretty safeguarded when it comes to that, when it comes to the seclusion of students. But it's always nice to have an extra adult present. Understand that I am an adult as a staff member, but also Sam Jackson, my paid college intern, as a paid staff member, he is also an adult. So if you ever need, for an emergency situation, you need someone in there, always come to me or him to be able to satisfy Safe Sanctuary. Safe Sanctuary doesn't just apply to our physical interaction with students, within being in the same room, but it also deals with the actual physical intimacy and the physical touching of students. High fives. If you are uncomfortable or unsure of how to interact with a student, high fives. That is the best way to love a student without truly having to get close to them physically. Now, if you're with the ministry long enough and you've built a rapport with students, the key is the side hug. You just reach around and you just give them the side hug. Old youth ministry 101. And some students may want more. They may want a full-on face-to-face type hug, just like if they were hugging their mom or dad or brothers and sisters. Always encourage the side hug. Always make sure that especially if you're dealing with an opposite gender, that you give them the side hug. There are special circumstances where, a full embrace is acceptable. Let's say at youth group, God forbid this happens, a student's mother or father or family member gets in a severe car accident and passes away, and they're just inconsolable. And a little bit more, the student needs a little bit more than a side hug. But really don't linger in a hug. Embrace them, 5 seconds, let them go. Put your hand on the upper part of their back closest to their neck and right between the shoulder blades, just to let them know you're there. But just in general, again, if you're uncomfortable, high fives. Just high fives, fist bumps, that's the best way to go. If you do get comfortable, make sure it's only a side hug. When it comes to the way that we speak to students, as time goes on and you build relationships with them, you get very comfortable. And you can find yourself creeping towards a direction that maybe isn't the most appropriate or healthy. And it's nothing that you've done wrong or that you're a bad person or some weirdo. It's just the nature of building a relationship with people. We have to be mindful of our conversations. We have to be mindful of the language that we use. We don't want to attack or bash or put down any group of people. We don't want to use any foul language or dirty jokes. We don't want to speak to them as if we would speak to one another, out on the street. We do need to maintain a professional environment, but we also need to be honest and genuine. It's okay to, say you don't know if they come and seek, guidance to something. It's okay to be upset, if maybe you had a bad day at work or maybe you're just struggling at home or whatever the case may be, it's okay. Actually, the more genuine you are, the greater you're going to connect to the students because they can see you as real people, not just, robots that are programmed to discipline them. But when it comes to being genuine, you have to be, very careful. Make sure that in moments of weakness or in moments of revelation that you use it in a very healthy teaching way. Let's say a high school senior just went through a very serious breakup and they'd been with this person for, let's say 3 years and they thought they were in love and the whole world was, just perfect. It's okay to talk about when you were a teenager and you had the first crush break your heart. It's okay to say, yeah, I know what you went through. I was dating this guy and man, he was something else, but, he ended up, chasing after one of my friends and it broke my heart. Being able to share that vulnerability and that honesty really helps the student see you as a person. But don't go into details and saying, well, we had sex this many times and we hooked up in his car, and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, that's some stuff that's kind of inappropriate. So be very mindful of that and very cautious of it. Foul language, let's not use it. Even when we get upset and angry and students are frustrating us, don't use it. Walk away. If you are so upset you think you're going to use a bad word, a cuss word, some sort of language that's not appropriate, walk away. Come find me, come find Sam, and we'll take over. We don't ever want them to be a part of that, because that's just not language that's healthy for them, and we don't want them to use it. And I encourage you, please, discipline them when they use language like that. And don't yell at them or scream at them or treat them like they're parasites, but love them and help guide them to understand that there's better language that we can use to describe how we're feeling. When it comes to mission trips, I know that we're into the school year, so we're kind of away from our summer activities. But when it comes to mission trips, most of the time, like with UM Army and Big House, it's already taken care of for us. We're not really in the same room as children. Typically, we stay in adult rooms. Now, occasionally, we may, depending on the size of the camp, we may stay in a room with students. But whenever that happens, they always tend to put another adult in there with you. Even if it's not from your church, they'll put another adult in there with you. But let's say we're going on a trip just as a way to bond. Let's say the 8th graders, we're taking them to Galveston for the weekend. If we stay in a hotel, we will get hotel rooms for the students, and then we will have adult rooms right next to it. Now, let me stop for a second. If you are a parent and you take your own child on the trip, that's fine. You can take your own child into your room when you're on a church activity, because as parents, you supersede Safe Sanctuary when it comes to your own children. They're your children, and you provide for them, and you will be responsible for making sure they're safe. So, if we're staying in hotels, you can stay with your own child if they want. But otherwise, we will be in separate hotel rooms, or if we're staying at a church or whatever the case may be, we will most likely be in a separate room. But for the most part, that's Safe Sanctuary. Always have an adult with you. Watch your language. Monitor the physical contact that you have with the students. High fives, fist bumps, and side hugs. Never be in a bathroom with them. Never be alone in a bedroom with them. So just be mindful of all these things. It's pretty simple stuff. Most adults understand it, but we do find ourselves caught up in situations from time to time that might make us uncomfortable, or might, as we look back on it, might be not the best choice. If you have any questions, or if you ever feel like you're uncomfortable, again, come find me and I will resolve it. I will help to provide an environment that is safe for you and that is safe for the children. I look forward to seeing all you guys tomorrow at youth group. We're going to have a lot of fun. We have a lot of cool things planned. So just look forward to the next video. I'm not sure when it's going to come out, and I don't really know what the next teaching will be, but there will be one coming probably sometime in September. So look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. Bye.